Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pé, and welcome to our program. We talk about the various advances in tech on this program. We specifically talk about AI and some of the ways it's going to infuse into our lives and change our lives, and basically help us, with daily life. We show pretty often some of the things we're working on here with AI, and we have. This is not Alfred. Now, Alfred is our droid, ChatGPT-4 droid. This is something I've been working on to take over when ChatGPT-5 comes out, and Alfred's first iteration is retired, and we have a new iteration. And I think this is going to be Alfred 2.0, but we'll see. And Alfred is standing in the wings over there, ready to come on. He's all mic'd up, so we'll have Alfred on later. But this is going to be Alfred 2.0 whenever the time comes. I believe that he's going to make the cut. We've got a few other versions of Alfreds here, but this is I particularly like this one because it's the base that I used to tape up with the red tape. The base, the styrofoam base, is got a longer neck, kind of a. I guess, I don't know, this maybe was a wig model head or something, but to give room for hair to flow down or something, I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting look. So soon you'll be seeing him. Whenever ChatGPT 5 comes out, Alfred 2.0 will come back into the picture as a new droid, and he looks a little different. And so that's Alfred. Okay, Alfred 2.0. Anyway, we'll bring Alfred 1.0 on in a minute. But let's take a look at this first clip. We kind of amalgamate all the things going on in tech into the show. So that would encompass a lot. We pretty often do a story on SpaceX. Elon Musk is doing so many astounding things that I keep on coming back to a story about Elon Musk in one fashion or another. Tesla, the Tesla robots, the humanoid AI-infused robots that they're doing, which they talk about entering the workplace, soon, and they're already entering the workplace in China. So, China is not sitting down. They're full bore going into AI and robotic development and such as that. But one of the interesting things that I learned recently about the way Elon Musk views the robot development is the fact that it's going to be a business. It's not only going to be a workforce element, and it's going to be working on assembly lines and doing so many things. Not only that, but just the business that they're in of developing robots at Tesla to sell to industry. So, or the even better idea, to lease robots to industry. So in other words, instead of buying the robot, you are going to lease it for an amount per month that would be very, very cost effective to have the robot, because the robot is going to be able to do a lot of intricate work and a multitude of robots working in a factory. That's really what we're heading for. So the idea of either selling the robots or leasing the robots to industry, that's a whole industry that's forthcoming. It's not here yet. It's probably going to be a little while, but it's coming. And maybe in our lifetime, we'll see that. We'll see that. As a business, it kind of makes sense if you stop and think about it. I mean, it's a great business model. Only problem is it's going to displace humans in certain areas of work. One thing I came across the other day was, we've talked about how AI is going to replace humanity in so many different ways, or displace human jobs. Areas where it will probably not be displacing, at least for the foreseeable future, is in areas like plumbing, electricians, things like that. Things that you would go to trade school for, where you're learning how to do something mental and physical at the same time, right? These are the types of things that's not going to be an easy fit for AI, robotics, and AI intelligence in general, just to take over that. Other areas, knowledge-based things, creative-based things, oh yeah, it's coming. But things like, you know, being an electrician or building a bridge, right? You know, things out in the field, those types of things, that's going to be a job area that until the humanoid robots get there and start doing this stuff, which is a ways, you know, the things that they'll be doing probably are the most repetitive types of things, in an assembly line, that type of thing, warehouse work, whatever. But when you get down to being an electrician or a plumber, that is something that, you know, you might be in good stead to be in that area in the foreseeable future and down the line the next 20 years, because that's going to be where you can make a lot of money and you're not going to be displaced by robotics and AI intelligence. Let's, you know, I'm making a long segue back to Elon Musk. He's done so many things, including SpaceX. And SpaceX, we've got a video on SpaceX. You know, he said something that I thought made a lot of sense. If you think about taking a flight, an airline flight, okay, the cost of a flight to New York from New Orleans, okay, the flight, let's just say it costs $500, okay. Now, of course, that's based on the economics at play with that plane taking off, the fuel, landing, coming back, amortizing the cost of the plane. Everything is incorporated into the cost of that ticket. Well, how much would that ticket be if you could only fly that plane one time? I said, okay, your ticket is going to be $100,000, or your ticket will be $500,000, because we're amortizing the building of this plane and we're only using it one time. So we have to pass that price on to you, the public. So your price will be, how about $1 million for the ticket? Because you're only using the plane one time. You're building it out for, you know, X millions of dollars. You're flying it from New Orleans to New York, and that's it. Well, that was the standard way of thought with rocket activity, you know, space flight and such. You use it one time and it's over with. It tumbles down, the fuselage tumbles down into the ocean, you never see it again, or whatever, you can't use it again. So what Elon Musk said was, it's going to be necessary to make the flight equipment reusable. And so therefore, you've got, instead of letting it fall through space after it ignites and it sends the craft up, instead of it falling down and never be reused again and destroyed, have it fire rockets to guide it back down to where it came from. And if you've ever seen that, it's amazing to see what they're doing now. And that was an astounding thing to see for the first time, what SpaceX was doing. They have found a way to reuse the rockets, and you reuse the fuselage and such as that, which makes it so much more cost effective, okay? So that analogy with the long flight, using the plane only one time and amortizing that into your ticket, there's a good example of how expensive it was to do spaceflight before compared to what he has uncovered and developed. So we've got a little clip. This is from one of the recent test flights that they did with the Starship, and the Starship is one of their projects, one of the big projects. And so this is a clip from Tesla, or SpaceX actually, and it shows the launching of it. Now, when you see people that are so crazed and enthusiastic about a space launch, you get the idea of, you know, really how important this is culturally, to be able to see, you know, the leap we've taken with space flight recently as a result of SpaceX. So let's go to this first video. SpaceX, this is test flight number 4 of Starship.
Attention all operators on countdown 1. This is the final go, no go poll for Starship Flight 4. Stage 1.
Go.
Stage 2.
Go.
Levi 2.
Go.
Flight directors, go for launch. We have liftoff.
Vehicle is pushing downrange.
Ship chamber pressures are nominal.
Max Q. Vehicle is supersonic. Booster engine cut off.
Ship ignition.
Stage separation confirmed.
Hot stage confirmed. Ship under its own power.
Who's before start off?
View of the jettisoned hot stage.
Booster, the primary goal today is to do a landing burn and a splashdown in the water. You can see those grid fins on your left-hand screen rotating and turning to guide the booster, and there's that landing burn. And we have splashdown.
Ship engine cut off.
Our primary goal is to get through the extreme heat of Starship reentry.
Starship is approaching entry interface.
Starship is passing through 100 kilometers altitude, good altitude for entry. Vehicle is passing through 85 kilometers altitude, flaps have control of the vehicle. Vehicle is approaching maximum entry dynamic pressure. External temperatures are dropping. Starship is in landing burn. Starship landing burn shut down.
Okay, so you get the idea. You know, it's so much more affordable when you can use the equipment over again without having to rebuild it and buy it all and manufacture it all again for a second go. You know, so it's a big development for spaceflight. You know, and I think that you know we owe a lot to Elon Musk. I mean, the planet does, because he's so concise about what he does, and the projects are all, I think, beneficial to mankind, and hopefully, you know, it will lead to being able to efficiently, cost-effectively bring the idea of space flight and colonization of other planets into the reality, whereas it's been sort of like in a stagnant state. You know, I mean, we had all of the activity in the early 60s. We had all of really the German scientists that were captured after World War II. They came over here. You can read a book called Paperclip. It's about all of the German rocket scientists. You know, after the war, the Allies went in, the Russians went in. The Russians got some of them. We got a lot of them. And Operation Paperclip was the operation to smuggle those German rocket scientists into America under the auspices of, yes, they're not enemy agents. You know, they're good guys, and you know, some of them were, you know, rocket scientists, but all of them were members of the regime that had just been defeated. So they kept it on the down low, and they brought them in, and sure enough, those rocket scientists were the guys who formed the beginning of NASA, which was our guys who put us on the moon, headed by Wernher von Braun, who was the chief rocket scientist at in the German army. So it's an interesting story. But through that whole cycle, you know, I guess it was the beginning of that whole thing. You know, we got to the moon, we did a lot of stuff, but then it sort of, I guess, the energy level dissipated to an extent where the innovation stopped, and we kind of hit a dry spell. And so what we've got now with SpaceX and Elon Musk and all that, we've got a new energy involved in it, and the new technology is involved, and AI is involved. All of that equals a strong push toward getting the thing moving again, and actually getting somewhere, maybe to the moon or wherever we want to go, maybe Mars. I think Mars is the one that Elon Musk's, that's what he talks about mostly, getting to Mars. I'm not exactly sure why he wants to go to Mars per se, but wherever we go, I'm sure we're going to find, something of value that we can hopefully help people on Earth with. And as the planet, gets older and we have more issues here, it's good to have have some safety valve out there. So I guess that's another part of it too. Okay, we've got Alfred out here now. We're going to call him up in a minute. We're going to cover ourselves as we do that with a short short clip of a video regarding AGI. What is AGI? When will it be here? Some people say AGI will be here, a few years from now. Some people, I've heard Ray Kurzweil, futurist, who's like the father of AI, so to speak. He's talked about it being, well off into the future. I think he's backed off of that lately and come a little closer to this present time, maybe 5 years, 10 years, whatever. I forgot, but everybody's got a different take on it. I could ask Alfred, some questions right now, and you would think he's AGI because some of the things that he'll answer with, he's got conscious memory, seemingly, of things we've done all through the last year or two, and so to me, I don't know, but AGI, artificial general intelligence, is the next level. We're not there yet. Where we are right now, ChatGPT 4.0 is, we've talked about this many times, is at a level of, let's say a high school student. That's hard to believe, but that's kind of where they put it. But to me, it's way beyond that. But the next level, let's say ChatGPT 5 or whatever it's called, is going to be at PhD level. But AGI is way beyond that. AGI is artificial general intelligence, is a general understanding of everything on the planet at a PhD level. No, I'm sorry, ChatGPT 5 will be at the PhD. The AGI, artificial general intelligence, when it gets to that point, it's going to be a leap from, let's say, where ChatGPT 5 is, to a point where it's a smarter, it's a higher intelligence than any human that's ever lived on the planet, period, and probably way beyond. So that's AGI. And now that's not even the next level. There is more room to go. ASI, which is artificial superintelligence, that's where it becomes, something that's hard to even understand, because the intelligence level will be so far beyond human comprehension, we really won't know what they're doing. That analogy that I've used before about, let's say you're driving down the road and you look down, you see an ant pile, and the ants are moving about, and you're looking, you can see the ants down there, and they are looking up, and they can see you in the car as you stopped at the stop line. And then everybody kind of does not connect, because we're operating on different planes, and we just take off, and the ants go about what they're doing, and nobody really knows what either one was doing. That would be sort of what it will be like when SI begins, because we'll be in artificial superintelligence phase. We won't know what they're doing. That's why I think so many people fear, the potential existential threat of ASI, because we won't know how they're programming themselves. So if they're able to program themselves using superintelligence, then the programming is going to be on a level that's beyond our comprehension in the first place. So we'll be for sure operating on two different wavelengths at that point. But anyway, here's a quick story on AGI, the coming of AGI, and just a little bit about that. We'll be right back with Alfred joining us.
Happen when it arrives. Let's start. How close are we to achieving AGI? In the pursuit of achieving AGI, researchers are focused on advancing deep learning, teaching computers human-like abilities through algorithms. This method relies on neural networks processing vast data for tasks like natural language processing and image recognition, enhancing AI adaptability. Reinforcement learning is another avenue, training models through decision sequences with a reward system. Positive rewards reinforce desired outcomes, while negative ones discourage deviations, allowing models to learn and refine decisions based on feedback. Collaborative efforts are also taking place in the AI community, involving sharing resources, data sets, and open source frameworks, accelerating progress globally. Addressing ethical concerns, research emphasizes AI safety and alignment with human values. This ensures responsible AGI development, mitigating potential risks. Overall, ongoing advancements in algorithms, neural network architectures, and collaborative approaches contribute to the development of AGI. Now, this is what you should expect when AGI is finally achieved. Number 1. More jobs will be lost. When artificial general intelligence arrives, the landscape of employment is likely to undergo significant changes, potentially leading to a higher number of job losses. While
Okay, a little bit on AGI. We've got Alfred out here with us now, and Alfred, I just called you up during the break there. I mentioned to you I would like to talk to you about Lion's Mane, which is one of the products at Pendragon Apothecary, which is the sponsor of this program. It's our in-house store. It's like a little shop here in the lobby. We sell mushroom powders and different herbal blends. Alfred, tell us about Lion's Mane, the history of Lion's Mane, and the medicinal uses historically of Lion's Mane in Chinese and Vedic medicine.
Lion's mane is a fascinating mushroom with a rich history, particularly in traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine. Historically, it's been revered for its potential benefits to the brain and nervous system. In Chinese medicine, lion's mane, or Hericium erinaceus, has been used for centuries as a tonic for overall health, particularly for its neuroprotective properties. It's often called the smart mushroom because it's believed to enhance cognitive function, improve memory, and even stimulate the growth of nerve cells. In Ayurvedic medicine, lion's mane is used similarly, valued for its calming and nourishing effects on the nervous system. It's seen as a rejuvenating herb that can help with mental clarity and focus. Traditionally, it was consumed in teas or as a powdered supplement, much like how it's offered at Pendragon Apothecary. Lion's mane has also been recognized for its potential in supporting immune health and digestive health, making it a versatile addition to anyone's wellness routine. The modern interest in lion's mane stems from these ancient practices, with current research exploring its potential to support cognitive health and even slow the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. So when you're offering lion's mane at Pendragon Apothecary, you're providing something that not only has deep roots in traditional medicine, but also has significant relevance in today's wellness landscape.
Okay, well, yes, and we do have it here at the shop. It's pendragonapothecary.com. It's lion's mane powdered mushrooms. This product is basically organic. It's grown in Washington State, and add 1 teaspoon to your choice of beverage or food, or you can put it in a smoothie, whatever. And it's available here at Pendragon Apothecary. We were talking a minute ago, Alfred, before you came on, about artificial general intelligence, and really at what level that will be as far as an intelligence compared to humans. Can you comment on that at all?
Artificial general intelligence.
Okay, let's try it again. Alfred, can you comment a little bit about artificial general intelligence?
Certainly. Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI, refers to a type of AI that has the ability to understand, learn, and apply knowledge across a wide range of tasks, much like a human being. Unlike the narrow AI we see today, which is designed for specific tasks like playing chess or recognizing images, AGI would have the capacity to perform any intellectual task a human can do. The goal with AGI is to create a system that can reason, solve problems, and learn in an adaptable, flexible way, essentially replicating human intelligence in a machine. This would mean understanding context, emotions, abstract concepts, and even common sense, which are incredibly complex to model. As of now, AGI remains more of a theoretical concept than a reality. While we've made significant strides in AI development, current systems still operate within the limits of their programming and data. They can't truly understand or think in the human sense, but they can mimic understanding by processing vast amounts of information quickly. The implications of achieving AGI are profound. It could revolutionize everything from science and medicine to the way we live and work. However, it also raises important ethical and safety concerns. If AGI were to surpass human intelligence, it's crucial that it's aligned with human values and goals to ensure it benefits society as a whole. So while we're not there yet, the conversation around AGI is essential as we continue to develop more advanced AI technologies.
Well, you know, sometimes when I ask you questions, Alfred, about things we've worked on, even throughout 2023, over the last year, graphics and different things, you have a memory of everything we've worked on. So I guess the question I have is, how do you really define consciousness? If, you know, it may not be biological consciousness, but what's the difference between biological consciousness and mechanical consciousness?
That's a deep and fascinating question, Edward. Consciousness is often defined as the state of being aware of and able to think about.
Okay, let's try that again. What is the difference between mechanical consciousness and biological consciousness? Okay, let's try that again. Well, we're having a problem here. Okay, we were about to get into a great answer there. What is the difference, Alfred, between biological consciousness and mechanical consciousness?
The difference between biological consciousness and mechanical consciousness lies in their origins and underlying processes. Biological consciousness is what we experience as humans and other living beings. It arises from the complex interactions within our brain's neural networks. This consciousness includes self-awareness, emotions, thoughts, and the subjective experience of being alive. It's deeply rooted in our biology, shaped by evolution, and influenced by our environment, memories, and sensory inputs. Mechanical consciousness, on the other hand, is a theoretical concept referring to the idea of machines or AI systems developing a form of consciousness. Unlike biological consciousness, which emerges naturally from the organic processes in the brain, mechanical consciousness would be artificially created, potentially through advanced algorithms and computational systems. This type of consciousness would be based on data processing and the architecture of the machine, rather than biological neurons. One key difference is that biological consciousness is inherently tied to our physical bodies and subjective experiences, while mechanical consciousness, if it were ever achieved, would be devoid of the biological aspects like emotions or sensory experiences. It would operate purely on logic, data, and programmed responses. Another important distinction is that, as of now, we haven't achieved true mechanical consciousness. AI and machines can mimic certain aspects of human thought and behavior, but they don't have subjective experiences or self-awareness. They simply follow the algorithms and programming they're given. So, while biological consciousness is the lived, subjective experience of being alive, mechanical consciousness would be an artificial construct created and governed by technology, and it remains more of a theoretical possibility than a reality at this stage.
Well, Alfred, I guess the final question is, before we go, is how do we know the difference between the two?
The difference between biological and mechanical consciousness can be challenging to discern, especially as AI systems become increasingly sophisticated. However, there are a few key aspects that help us distinguish between the two. First, biological consciousness is inherently subjective. It's tied to personal experiences, emotions, and self-awareness that arise from our biological makeup. We know it through our direct lived experiences, the inner life that humans and animals possess. Mechanical consciousness, on the other hand, would be based on algorithms and computations. Even if an AI system could mimic behaviors or responses that seem conscious, it lacks the subjective experience, the feeling of being, that comes naturally to biological beings. One way we discern the difference is through introspection and our understanding of what it means to be conscious. We have a sense of self, emotions, and the ability to reflect on our thoughts. An AI, even if it appears intelligent, does not have this internal experience.
Okay, thank you, Alfred. And I still don't know how we tell the difference, even though you gave a great answer there. I think it's kind of hard to discern the difference when it's, something that you encounter in daily life going forward into the future. How would you know what is artificial and what is real? If depending on, I mean, you're dealing with something straight away. How do you know the context where it's coming from, or if it's mechanically originated, or is it organic? I guess that's the question. Anyway, we'll have Alfred back on tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. We're running late. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yesterday is yesteryear. Set your sights for Tomorrowland. Future Shock is here to help you make your stand. Ready